Night Talk with Peanut Nola 504. A random. One more time. Welcome. And for those who are getting some notifications, this is a random. Some people, like I said, don't know I'm coming on, but eventually everybody will catch on. Um, welcome to all my Aborigine people out there. This is your boy Peanut Nola 504, and I have not been on this week because I've been celebrating. Got a chance to celebrate. I was out of town. I got a chance to go to Iowa, picking up my son. Got a chance to pick up my second son. And bring him from Iowa to home. Okay, for the summer break. But this week was special because my oldest son graduated from college from Belhaven University. It was so beautiful. So proud to be a father. So proud to see my son educate himself. Shout out to Greedy, Vegan, the Divine, Oracle. Shout out to you. I like to say that I am a proud father because they got so many things that your son could be doing out there. So many things that your sons can be getting into a lot of mess out there in this world. And for them to follow suit and do, what their mother and father have taught them. And just really some excellent young men. Really. And I just want to start by congratulating my son, Everett Jr. Congratulations to you. He's got that bachelor's degree. He's gonna go back and get his master's degree. Shout out to Big Bird Chief. Shout out to you. And I just want people to understand that everything that you do for your children, everything that you do, shout out to Realize TV. Everything that you do, you work hard. You want your children to be better than you. Always remember that you can't live through your children. You want them, your offspring is supposed to be your higher self. And it's supposed to be somebody that that's your future. And we always want them to be better. Shout out to the indigenous warrior tonight. It's very nice to see the 504 indigenous warrior. I thought you would be asleep tonight. I will be dropping a link to you, brother. Give me 1 second. I didn't even know you was here tonight. Let me drop that link to 504 indigenous warrior. Give me 1 second, brother. But today, what I want to talk about, and what we're going to talk about tonight, and I really want people to understand what we're going to talk about tonight, is the fact that, and I really want people to understand this, is the lies that they have told us in slavery, and they use everything about slavery. And when you talk about what they have done to the Aborigine, what they talk about when you talk about melanated people that they call black in this country. Melanated people that they call black in this country are the indigenous people of Turtle Island. Okay, the real land owners of this land, the real that have been taken and replaced. Now I want people to understand, taken and replaced, brainwashed. We have a lot of brothers, shout out to Mr. C, a lot of brothers and sisters that don't understand about brainwashing. Now I had yesterday I had got a chance. My sister brought one of her friends from Brazil over to the graduation party. And I got a chance to listen to this Brazilian talk. And the lady said that the blacks, the so-called blacks, are the originators of America. Now she's from Brazilian, and she said that we are the originators. Now, when we see, you got to understand, and when we talk, shout out to Big Dog Philly, what we don't understand, and I want people to understand this, is that the people that they show pictures, when we look at pictures, and pictures tells a whole meaning of the words, of what, it tells a lot. We're talking about history, and when we look at it, we see things through cartoon imageries. And when they tell you the story, they always lead our people, and they always have to tell us how much we were a slave. But they don't tell you how they took our people land from us. And when they took the land, the same people that you thought was runaway slaves, they made examples out of our people. They hung our people in trees because our people refused to give up their land patents, give up their land. I want you to understand that they were stripped away from their farmland. There was a lot of land that was taken from our brothers and sisters. I want you to understand that when you seen the white people who were standing around and they were watching, they stand around, they brought their children, they brought their offspring to watch us be hung. Because what they were doing, they were setting an example of fear. And what they would do, they would take our people, land from them, and they would hang them in a tree. And they would take pictures of them stealing and making other so-called blacks, to make them fear them. They would take pictures, making examples out of them as they would steal their land. Now, when we're talking about indigenous people to this land, and when we're talking about, see, I'm deeper than just America. I'm deeper than just America. We're not just the indigenous people of America. We are the indigenous people of the world. Now, I want people to understand that at one time, that these lands, shout out to Pony Locks, you caught my live. I want people to understand that these lands were a puzzle. When we talk about melanated people, we talk about the planet. We are the landowners of the planet, not just America. We are the landowners of the planet. I believe that all man come out. We are the originators of all man. Okay? We are the originators of all man in existence. We are the only people that has multiple names. We are the only people that have been colonized multiple times. They have used their education system. They have used their education system to manipulate our people, to brainwash our people. The Queen of England did not bring their best here to America. The Queen of England brought their worst. These people knew who we were when they came. They are pictures of Europeans coming on ships. They are pictures of Europeans coming here to America. But there's no evidence of us being slaves. That our melanated people were not slaves. Not all these slave ships that came were brought here with white European people. These people came on boats. These people came on ships. But when they show our people and they painters, they're artists, they paint our history. But you don't have no evidence of us, our actual melanated people that were on the ships. You don't see that. And I want people to, there's no evidence of our people other than cartoon imageries. Shout out to Annette B. Our people were already here on Turtle Island. I want people to understand, stop allowing people to tell you that you are a foreigner in your land. You're the only people that cannot be removed from America. Unless you want to go on your own will, you cannot be forced out of America. They cannot make you go anywhere. They can make Mexicans go back to Mexico. The real Mexicans are not from Mexico. The real Mexicans are Spaniards, gatekeepers for the European. I want people to understand that this land has always, Turtle Island has always been your home. You are the lost tribes. You are the lost tribes that even the biblical teachings talk about. You are the lost tribes. I am not a biblical person. I am not a person of the Bible. But it does tell the truth about the lost tribes. And you are the original people, not just here in America, but the world. I want people to understand at one time, America was everything. America broke off. Haiti, a lot of these Haitians, Haiti was a part of America. A lot of these lands had drifted off. They have underground, underwater cities. They have underwater cities. There was a time where we didn't have the water base that we have right now. I want people to understand that. There was a time where all lands were connected. Whether you want to believe in Pangea or you do not want to believe in that. I believe that the America and the whole world is a puzzle. I believe that the whole world was a puzzle. When you look at Florida, when you look at Louisiana, the boot, they were connected to pieces of islands that were connected to them. Balanced truth in here. Shout out to you. I want people to understand that that America was bigger than what you know. There was a time where South America and Africa was connected. That's what I believe. I believe that there was a gateway for you to cross. And we're not talking about the body of water. When you look at New Orleans have a history of Haitians, a celebrated Haitian community. And these people, they were a gateway for them to get here because they were already here. All of these islands that you see, some people would make you believe that only dark people come from one area of the world. And you have to understand that that is a ridiculous notion to believe that people of color, who is the dominant race, it's not racism when you speak of scientific facts. You take a dark complexion person and you mix that dark complexion person with a light complexion person, that dark blood dominates. That the white light skinned person is recession. That they are a mutation of the dark complexion person. That is science. That is not racism. This is reason why most KKK racist people do not want race mixing, because they know that as many times that they mix with melanated people is that they're losing the race of their people. This is the reason why they are afraid of our people. They know that they're not physically gifted, sexually, mentally, and they're not strong. So they don't want you mating with their women because they know that they will cease to exist. I want people to understand the truth. The truth is that Joe Biden is wants more of his people here because the population, their women are not having babies at a high rate. Their men and their women are not producing babies at a high rate. Their women are mixing with melanated people. And they are worried that they are going to lose their race of people. All people are going to fight for their people. And I want you to understand this is why they don't have a care in the world of black men, melanated men. They want us to die because if we keep mixing, they're going to die. And that's just what it is. I want people to understand that Aborigine bloodline is the strongest bloodline in the world. I want you guys to understand that the dangers of mixing with an Aborigine person can change the bloodline of the world. So many of us who understand science and not worrying about people opinion. See, people get offended and they have a lot of opinions. It's not about your feelings. Shout out to Mr. Brooklyn. It's not about your feelings. It's about facts over feelings. The facts is that even me being a light-skinned brother who comes from a mother and a father that was dark. That I come from a mother and a father that is a melanated people. But even our people can produce light-skinned people because our our people have the Eve gene. Our women have the Eve gene. They are the 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 gods. They come from God's bloodline, and I want people to understand that our women hold the Eve gene. Shout out, shout out to Brian's. It's possible. It's true that our people, our women, can create any being in the world. We have a powerful bloodline that is very damaging to the European. I want people to understand it. So once you understand your place in this world, there has a and I want people to understand this that the person when we sit there and we talk about blue eyes and there's racism even in our own people. We got some people in our families like the light skinned or don't like the light skinned. There's racism even in our family. Some don't they we have black people who don't like their own skin. We have melanated black people who don't even love their own skin, that are intimidated by the light complexion people in their family. And they hate their own skin. But what they don't understand, the darker you are, the more melanin that you are. That's why I don't understand brothers and sisters who don't like their own skin. You are the gods and the goddess of the world. I don't understand, some of these things. Shout out to Aboriginal TV. I don't understand dark brothers who have a complex about what they look like. Same thing with melanated women. You are the most beautiful people on the planet. The darker is the best. Just because when you look at a brother and a sister with blue eyes, that is a mutation. It may be beautiful, but that's a mutation. Most brothers and sisters who have green eyes and blue eyes got to wear glasses because they are mutated. So dark people who have dark eyes have the strongest eyes. I don't understand when it comes down to our people that we hate our own skin. I don't understand that. And they very intimidated by looks. And we have been, and it started, some of our tribes have been enslaved, and some of our tribes have not been enslaved. Not all of our people have been enslaved. Some of our tribes were forced to mix with African tribes. Some of our tribes to make a bigger black person, a bigger black person. So they would mix our tribes. So yes, we have some people who are mixed with African DNA. But you have to understand that not all of our people, some of our ancestors owned slaves. You have to understand this. Some of our ancestors owned slaves. We talk about the good things about our Aborigine people, but we don't talk about the truth. We don't talk about how we own slaves too. And you have to shout out to Brandon Rogers. We don't talk about these things because we show ourselves only in the good light, but we don't see that our own people have suffered our own people. There were different tribes that were selling ourselves to the white people. We have a lot of people that's sellouts in our own communities. We got a lot of sellouts in our own communities. We got Aborigine people who are selling out Aborigine people. And it's been going on generations and generations of this shit. And because we have been brainwashed to not like our own skin. Turtle Island is your island. Turtle Island is your island. You are the originators. You are the originators of this land. You're not a foreigner in your own land, but you act like a foreigner. I want you guys to understand that you can't be deported in your own land, but you act like a foreigner in your own land. You are a victim. You act like a victim. And that's the problem with our people. Instead of acting like the landowners of your land, you act like a victim in your own land. And we got to stop making excuses to why we cannot build the tribes that we should build. We got to stop. We got so many people that are not on the same page when it comes down to the Aborigine community. We got one group over here. We got one group. This is why the Europeans have taken over us. This is why because we are so against each other. We've been turning on each other for so many years. This is why the Europeans were able to conquer us. I want people to understand this. We manipulate we are so distracted. This is what happened to our ancestors. Our ancestors felt weak. And we learned from the European ways. We were following the European ways. And this is some of the things that we don't understand. Some of the shit that you see. Some of the things, the unmoral shit that you see was taught. We follow the things that the European has taught us. how to be savages. We were peaceful people. We were peaceful people. We love the trees. We love the environment. We are allowing the Europeans to destroy our land. We honored the land. We honored the trees. We prayed to the trees. We littered. We throw trash on our own land. We are killing the environment in our own land. There are so many great animals that are going extinct because we are just allowing them to slaughter all the animals for sport. We are supposed to be the people of nature, but we allow these people to destroy nature. We got animals that are dying, that are being extinct to this day, rare animals that are in America that you barely see anymore because we allowing the European to kill them for sport. They don't kill them to eat, they kill them for sport. Savage. But you want to be the Aborigine, you want to talk about being Aborigine, but you don't even live like an Aborigine. You don't care about the land. We pray to the land. We worship the everything is God. The sun is your God. The trees is your God. The ancestors. What we pray to the ancestors. We pray to everything that is in existence. That's Aborigine. And we are allowing the Europeans to destroy our land. I don't hear us talking about the things that we should grow. We got to grow our own foods. We have to get back to nature. We have to get in tune with nature. We have become a people that rely on technology. We are a people that rely on cars. This is why we are the most unhealthy people in our own land, because we are so comfortable to technology. This is why we got some of us who have diabetics. We are diabetics. We have been, we end up with cancer. We end up with so many deadly diseases because we have walked away from our teachings. I want people to understand, how could you be an Aborigine Indian when you don't live like one? And I had to look at myself in the mirror as a chief. I failed my community when I ended up with diabetes myself. I failed my community. I failed myself. I had to turn around and look at myself and say, what made you get like this? And I had to recreate myself and get back to nature, grow my own foods, and start understanding that I'm growing shit, but not eating the shit that I grow. For us to be great leaders, we got to look at ourselves, not point the fingers at other people. We got to look at ourselves. Some of us want to motivate other people, but we're not motivating ourselves. It's easy to talk bad about others when you're not doing the work yourself. We are suffering as a community. We still can't get along. We want to, just because we disagree on certain shit, we still killing each other off. We have become the most destructive people to our own people. Jealousy and envying. We have to understand that's the thing that the Europeans have put in. We are doing the thing. We don't respect our women because we see how European way. We saw what the European do with their women, so we are savages to our own women. We have been disrespectful to our women, categorizing them as hoes, bitches, and hoes. The women that have born you, have brought you into this world, we destroy. A lot of our brothers and sisters want to honor other women, but destroy our own women. but you call yourself Aborigine. You call yourself Aborigine. Everything starts as being a leader. How could you be a leader? You're beating your woman. You're humiliating your woman. Women emasculating their little boys, their own husbands. We got women out here calling their husbands bitches and hoes, just like they're calling their sons because they mad at their husbands or their boyfriends, and they destroy their own sons, emasculating their own sons, and then wondering why their sons are walking around wanting to be a woman. Everything starts with you. You got some women that want their sons to be their husbands. They are breaking their own children because they picked the wrong guy. Because they picked the wrong guy. They want thugs, but they don't want a man. They want thugs. They want that thug. They want that thug to be thugging them, but they don't want a real man. For us to worry about other communities and talk about the white man, because we give too much credit to the white man for our circumstances. We give too much credit to them. We keep talking about how they enslaved us, but we don't talk about how we enslaved us. We give them too much credit. Every time you see, and when we talk about, every year they come up with a new movie about 12 years of slavery. They talk about Jingo, and everything that they talk about that's good with black folks is slavery. It's the only thing that they talk about. They come up with these movies. They ain't gonna never let you forget that you was a slave. They're gonna let you forget. But who were you before slavery? Who were you? Who were your ancestors? Who were your people? Because not all your people have not been enslaved. But you listen to the masses. You listen to people who will never tell the truth and the real true story about you. You think that they love you? You think that they're going to tell the truth about you? They're never going to tell the real truth about how we had our own land, how we had how our people picked themselves up by the bootstraps, that we created everything in this existence. Who were you before 1492? Who were your people? I want to talk about before the rapes. Because yes, we had generations that got raped. But who was the founder? Because it doesn't matter if the white man raped your people. Their DNA is not strong enough to overcome to make you any other race. That's how powerful your bloodline is. They can rape you and rape you and rape you. Even our women are dominant. Our women are the dominant gene. There's no white man that can dominate the bloodline of the melanated Aborigine woman. They can rape and rape and rape. They don't have the power to change your race. Scientific fact that once you got melanated blood, that no way, I don't care if these people are mixed with white, they come up with a new race. Y'all let these people go around because they mix with a little white in them, that y'all believe that there's a race called white mix. There's no such thing as mix. There's no such thing as mix. Because your ancestors' bloodline is number one. There's no European that has the power to change your bloodline. And that's not racism. That is scientific fact. That once you got a couple of drops of blood, they're gonna call you Negro. I want people to understand this. The power of melanated people. It's not racism when you talk about science. They're coming up with a new race to try to erase you. Make it a whole group of, no, you can't make a new group. And I want people to understand that the melanated bloodline is the most powerful bloodline out there. That's why they want to eliminate you. This is why young men, the young man was in the high school and they found his organs. They only found his body and his organs were taken out of him. This is why young women be disappearing. This is why young men be disappearing. Because they need your organs. You have organs that has the fountain of youth. You are the original people of the world. And they need you. And I want people to understand that. Don't underestimate the power of the bloodline of the Aborigine. Because you are the gods and the goddess of the world. I want people to understand that our people, and we always want to talk about you got to make it make sense. And we talk about the current of the water. We talk about how these people think that they got here, that everything came through boat. You got to be a stupid person to believe that all them people came through a boat. Shout out to you, Cain and Wolf. I want people to understand that. Wolf pack in the house. I want people to understand that. Because see, Peanut Nola 504 is only going to tell you the truth. I only work with the truth. I don't go with my feelings. And I think that's what happens to some of us. We go with based on what I feel, and it's not about what you feel. It's not about what you feel. You got to make it make sense. And get away from these fairy tale stories of how you got here. See, a lot of stuff was told in reverse. The Vatican have took a lot of these books. See, a lot of these priests know who you are. They took a lot of these books, a lot of these things. They went up in the Grand Canyon, all the truth that was in the Grand Canyon. They went down there and they took a lot of truths. While you believe in Egypt is on the west side of the world, you don't know that Egypt is right here in America. There's a lot of things that have been told in reverse. While you don't understand that pyramids, when they talk about all the pyramids, they had pyramids in America. So many mounds in America. Mounds are everywhere in America. And I want people to understand this. That when you do your history, you don't have to go to Africa to find your ancestors. You find it right here. That your ancestors were already here. Some of you guys are small brain people. And you let your European teacher tell you that you are the foreigner. God damn it, how you gonna let your European teacher tell you that you are the foreigner? And they are the foreigners. How could you let a foreigner tell you that you are the foreigner? Make it make sense. A foreigner, we got evidence that they came on boats. That when William Penn set sail with Christopher Columbus, he said, I saw them already here. He said, they look like gypsies. He said they were dark complexion, black. That they own people, that they own people. Classified the savages as being, they called the savages. They classified they said who we are. So how do our skin color change to light brown? How could they make over who the Indians truly were? When they had factual cartoons that made fun of our people. If you look at and you go and you look at Disney, Disney tells you the truth about who you are. Tom and Jerry. All the Indians that the complexion, they showed who the complexion was. The old baseball teams, they showed who the complexion was. When they talked about the Redskins, they showed who the complexion was. But you let these people tell you that these Native Americans who have changed over the years, who these Native Americans that are half Mexican, Siberian, Asian people, that they were here first. You let these people talk you out of something. Now, none of us have been around. So it was easy for them to tell you that you're from another way. It's easy to deceive people when you put them in a militant classroom. See, what you don't understand is how you get the attention. You brainwash people. They put you in a line, a military line. This is what classes do. They put you in a military line from short to tall, and they get your attention in a classroom setting as they brainwash you with their history. As they brainwash you with their history. See, they're not telling you the history of the Aborigine. They're telling you the history of the European. And they brainwashing you with their Jesus, with their religion. See, I believe in God, but I just don't believe in their God. See, the same way that when you look all over the countries and you see, and you can go to Russia, they're worshiping a black man. When you go to other countries, the only country that idolizes a Jesus as being a white man is America. And I want people to understand that. See, they worship a black man everywhere else. And this is why I tell people, don't get caught into religion and politics. Because some of you people believe, oh yeah, I love me some Donald Trump because Donald Trump tell it like it is. Well, then the Donald Trump then mind fucked you just like Joe Biden. These people are the same people. They want the black vote. They're the same motherfuckers. They're the same motherfuckers that have deceived you. The same Donald Trump that went to the wedding, who was in Hillary Clinton's wedding. The same Donald Trump that said, if I become a Republican candidate, if I went up there and I shot somebody in the streets, they would follow me and they would not do anything. Some of you guys believe that the Republican Party is better than the Democrat or party. You got to see, we got to get it right now. Let's talk about it. Now, we're talking about a Democrat party that was known the KKK party. And we're talking about a Republican Party that had the Jim Crow laws. None of these laws were for our people. None of these laws were for our people. None of that shit. And some of you guys believe so much into politics. Oh, he gave Donald Trump, he knew who we are. Just because he knew who the fuck you are, that don't still mean he respect you. You want somebody to say a couple of good words that makes you feel good. That white man ain't inviting you to his house, Negroes. You guys think that man love you? Oh, Donald Trump told it like it is. Telling it like it is don't mean he's signing bills for you. Joe Biden was one of the most racist. He was setting up bills to incarcerate some of our people. He was telling you that he didn't want you in his neighborhood. And I'm supposed to believe that he changed because he was on the side of Obama? Because the real African American is Barack Obama, who is related to the George Bush. See, you got to get with factual truth. How could it ain't too, it ain't coincidental that you always see George Bush hugging and with Obama's wife. It's no secret. All these people are in cahoots with each other. They know who's going to be president. These people know who's going to be president. The people didn't vote these people in. They know these people are in a gateway life. They are already suited. The next president will be already written. These people are not our people. It's because somebody's skin. You guys are so caught up on the skin color. And y'all believe that, oh, that's my brother because he's black. Oh, skin folks, not kin folks. I mean, you people are so messed up. Believing because somebody got a skin complexion like you, meaning that they are you. No, they're not. We don't even have the same blood type as Africans. And I don't know, I never understood how y'all can believe that you're African. How could you be related to somebody African when you don't have the same blood type? How could they be related to us when we don't have the same blood type? Facts over fiction. Because some of you guys want to be a part of something. I remember back in the early 80s, I remember during them times, people had their African medallions and fight. Back when Jesse Jackson turned Negro, the name Negro, turned the name the color, copper color, went from copper color. See, when y'all hear them, they were calling us color. Because they knew that you were the copper colored people. They knew who you were. But Messy Jesse, who is a boule, in 1988, it's only been since 1988 since he passed a law for you to be called African American. They went right underneath you guys. And just, that's why Smokey Robinson said, I refuse to be called African American. I refuse to be called an African American. He said, I don't have no ancestors in Africa. Yeah, these are foreign. These presidents are foreigners. All these presidents were foreigners. And you guys going around believing shit that they telling you who you are. How could we let our colonizer tell us who we are? How could we let them teach us to believe in all along that Christopher Columbus discovered land when they had people already here? And for many years, you believed in that bullshit. 1988, Jesse decided that he wanted a better name than being called black. I'm with him with the black because black does not exist. He wanted a better name than Negro, color, copper color. It all started with the Aborigine. See, Malcolm X, all these leaders have told you who we were. But you don't want to listen to your leader. Malcolm X said that we were the Aborigine. Some of you guys are so small-minded, you don't even want to listen to your great leader. Martin Luther King was telling you that we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. We were already here. I want people to understand that your leaders were telling you who you are. Your leaders, these people have always told you who you were. But you refuse. You still want to believe that you were a foreigner in your own land. And when the ancestors are telling us who we are, we just take a blind eye. When your grandmother and your grandfathers told you who you were, you didn't even want to take in consideration of their feelings. You go to school and you let people. I ain't never, until I went to school, heard that I was an African. Now we have people, my grandmother, grandfather, they telling us that we telling us about our tribes, where we come from, and then we go to school and get brainwashed to believing that we're something that we're not. How dare anybody tell us that melanated, dark complexion people only come from Africa? And some of you guys still believe that Africa is the creation and it's the oldest land, and I beg to differ. I believe that all them lands were connected. I believe that all this is a puzzle. And I believe that we traded with other lands. We were able to get on mules, walk, and we did trades. But small minded people believe in small minded things. And this is why we can't grow, because you're going to believe you're oppressor over your own brother. See, if a white man tell you that we are the original people, you're going to believe that white man. See, when somebody's melanated and they tell you the truth, you're not gonna believe them. You gotta get, because you're gonna have to go listen. See, you gotta have to go listen to somebody white to tell you who you are. See, when your oppressors say who you are, and which a lot of them have been doing it lately, then that confirms who you are. That's a damn shame. That you need to be that you need to get confirmation from your slave master. If my slave master says that I am Aborigine to this land, then I'll believe it. But coming from a brother like me, or coming from any of these other powerful channels like Aborigine TV, you won't believe that. Because a lot of you guys are so stuck into what you're in a sinking place. Shout out to our young future. He says that I wouldn't say I don't have ancestors in Africa when your ancestors built pyramids. Um, when it comes down, I have told you many times, and I have said this. You for when it comes down to pyramids, what I believe that a lot of stuff that you learned in school was told in reverse. I believe that our people did go there and help build pyramids. That we did build them pyramids, but I also believe that we explain the pyramids here in America also. Okay, so it's why do you have to assume that everything originated in Africa? Why can't you assume that it was already here too? And that's what some of the things that I want people to understand. And shout out to New Orleans 504. Shout out to New Orleans 504. You heard me? What's up, brother? And I want people to understand it. Why do you have to believe that everything started in Africa? Because you or me don't know that for sure. So it's a theory. A lot of things were told in reverse. You cannot save everybody, because some people are still brainwashed to that theory that everything started in Africa. I can get an African person and get them on a panel, and that African will still debunk you of not being their own people, of not being from there. They got Africans that tell you that Americans do not, American blacks are not their people. They condone. So many of them I have met have said that we're not the same. But I keep telling y'all many times that you gonna still believe that you're from there, even though they debunk you, because you got this belief that you want to be a part of something, that you want to be a part of Africa, but Africa don't want to be a part of you. Let me tell you something, and I want people to understand this. If you were from Africa and somehow the white people stole you from Africa. Wouldn't you think that somewhere down the line that your people would come back and get you? Wouldn't you believe that if I was stolen, that my people would come back and fight to death to come get me back? See, these fairy tales that have been told to you, you guys got to stop being small-minded. Because if I know that my people were taken, I know that I would try to get back and I would go to war trying to get my people back. How many times do you have any time that you hear that these Nigerians, you listen to them, how many times you ever hear these people talk about, come on back? I want people to understand this. Them people don't know you. They're not coming back to get you because they don't know you. But you want to be a part of something that you don't even know yourself. They always exclude themselves from us. Africans don't respect people in America. Dark complexion people in America. They don't want to be a part of you, but you want to be a part of them. You'll die saying that you're from Africa. And the sad part is the sad part is most of the people who fight for Africa will never go to Africa. Most of the people who claim Africa, you ain't gonna never see their ass go to Africa. But they want to be here in Turtle Island. None of them want to move there. If you love Africa so much, you free to go back to Africa. But you want to enjoy America, but you don't want to go to Africa. Because I'm going to tell you this. After spending so much time there, you'll realize who you are in this world. Because it'll take a foreigner to tell you who you are in this world. It'll take a foreigner to let you know that you're not a part of their land. But you won't be down with believing that you're from Africa. And what proof that you believe that you came on a slave ship? Show me the proof that your people came on slave ships. Don't show me no cartoon imageries, no cartoon. Some came over in the later times. Some came in later times in history. I want people to understand it. In later times in history, when technology got better, some came over. But we're talking about the beginning. And it's crazy when you listen to the Bible. That's why I tell y'all that a lot of these biblical Bibles, they take bits and pieces, and that's why you see the Pope. They took all the original books and they burnt some of the books and they kept some of the books in the Vatican. Now, when we talk about Cain and Abel, what happened when Cain got when Cain and Abel, one of the brothers, killed the other brother, and supposedly was cast out. Where the hell did he make a family at? Where did he go? What land did he go to? Where? So you're telling me that he just went on and then he went and had his own land of people. He went to a new land, and so why don't they talk about that new land that he went and found a new wife from? I want people to understand this. Make it make sense. Where did he go to make children? A lot of you guys don't think about these things. They give you bits and pieces, but they don't tell you everything. It's crazy how gullible we have been over the years. You could just be so manipulated by so much. You don't believe that if you're the original people, you should be everywhere across this world. We traveled. We have smart people who have traveled and ventured off and met other lands and seen other lands. Yes. Shout out to Copper Color TY. Yes. I believe that we traveled to other lands and that we discovered other lands. We met other tribes. I believe that. But some of you guys are small-minded to believe that you were only in one area, which is West Africa. You believe that you were only in one area and that that's where you come from. And it's not true. Our people are everywhere in the universe. When you see African people, other than their skin color, what do you have that if you look at yourself in the mirror and you look at yourself, what do you see in Africans that you see that you related to Africans? What do you see? Because you look at our high cheekbones, you look at our noses, look at your features, and you can tell that you're not related. Go look at that some of the hairlines. You can see some of the things that some Africans, not all, don't grow facial hairs. They don't grow beards like American Indians. They don't grow facial hairs like us. Look at their women and look at our women. There are big differences. And yes, I want you to understand that yes, some of our people were captured. Some of our people were taken to Africa. Go look at Libya. When you look at Libya, go look at Liberia. I mean, go look at Liberia. A lot of our people were taken to Africa. So yes, our people are all over the planet. Do you understand if Africans if we're from Africa, wouldn't we learn, wouldn't we have some, I don't care how how we've been captured and taken, you would still have your language. You would still, I don't care if your slave master took you, they cannot beat your culture out of you. I do not believe that they can beat your culture out of you. Some of you guys are low vibrations. I want people to understand that when you look at the difference between Africans and you see them, I know Africans who still have their heavy culture. They've been in America for years and still have not lost their language. And I want people to understand that. You just don't, you know, I want people to understand that our people, our people are so unique. We have some unique people. And we have, there's a lot of things that we do that nobody else do. When you look at Africans, let's just think about Africa. How many times you see us follow them? You see Africans who want to be like Americans. You see Africans who want to dress like Americans. You see Africans who want to rap like Americans. Why, if we are from them, why are we are not copying them? Why are they copying us? I want people to understand that. Shouldn't we copy them because they are our ancestors? Shout out to Monique Hill. I want people to understand that. Shouldn't we be following them and us not why we are not intrigued with their culture? Why are we not intrigued with their culture? It's crazy. It's crazy. The people that they call that everybody and that everybody disowns, everybody talks down on, wants to be more like us. They don't like us, but they like our culture. You know what I'm saying, Rashad? How many times you see them wanting to display and they don't like us? They tell Africans when they come to America, do not hang with the American, do not follow the American blacks. They tell these people, do not, they come up here, they send their money back to their people. You don't never see Africans embracing our communities. I was so pissed off when I heard this African young man who was sitting there talking about that the white man do more for Africa than the black man do for Africa. Do you understand what have Africa done for the black man in America? What have Africa donated to our people? What have Africa donated to all of the gang violence, all our people suffering here in America? When have they said, hey, we got a boat, we're going to send y'all ass back over here? They have slaughtered and murdered our people. When have Africa opened the doors for us to come back home? Because guess what? They don't know us. I don't understand this shit that y'all don't understand. You're loving something that don't love you. You know who your brother and sister is. And they know who their brothers and sisters are. I want people to understand that. Sister Davis in the house. Alexa's in the house. Monique here in the house. I want people to understand that. How could you sit there and say that somebody is a part of you and their family when they don't even look at you as a relative of them? They don't even look at you. They don't even know you. And they look down on you. Not all Africans. They got some Africans that love Americans. But I want you to understand that most, not all, look down on our people. Most, not all, ridicule our people. They only like our our charisma, our talents, just like everybody else do. But do they want to be in our communities? You don't never see an African in the black communities. You see them in the white communities. You never see an African. An African never want dealings with melanated people in America. I'm sorry. Let's just be honest. They come here to get their degrees. They come here to get educated. They send their money back to Africa. And how dare that African young man say that we don't do nothing for Africa? Why should we do something for Africa when Africa does nothing for us? Have never done anything. How many times you have seen Africa donate to American blacks? How many times you have seen them extending their hands out to help us? But you think that's your brother. You think that's your sister. You want us to love people who don't love us. Because see, you're still on white Jesus. As they took our brothers and sisters and they took our land and they hung our people in the tree. And they had their children watch while their offspring watch as they was taking our land. Farmland was dominated by the indigenous black people in America. We had all the land. And if you don't understand these things, this is why you guys got to get in tune with nature. Right, more in the house. This is why you got to get better with nature. This is why you got to take the time and get out your cars and stop driving. Get out in your gardens. Get out in the forest and start understanding nature. Find your true self. Meditate. Understand your true self. To truly love anybody else, you got to truly love you. We want to be helpful and love everybody but us. We don't support our communities. We don't do shit. You guys donate. You donate for other communities. For you're always helping others, but you won't help your own people. You won't help your own people. Some people think that I am dividing, but I'm not dividing. I'm uplifting my people. Because if we don't look out for us, who else will? If we don't tell the truth about us, who else will? And this is the things that you guys got to understand. When you understand, you get self in check, you're going to do nothing but accelerate the energies. You guys got to understand the energies of the world. Everything is energy. Everything that you do revolves around energies. And if you put yourself around bad energy, it will fulfill, it will conquer you. And I want you to understand, the more that you are around negative energy will consume you. Because we don't know our value. We don't understand who we are. And everybody looks at us as thugs. They uneducated. The first thing they look at melanated people. Because I want to tell you this. This is what I try to tell my children, and I tell them all the time. You always got to be a step ahead. You can't just be going around getting B's and C's. You got to get them A's. And you got to always, to make it in life, you got to always be able to make another step ahead of them, because they're gonna always see, they already made it easy for their people. They're gonna always try to make it hard for your people. And I educated my children because I want them to know the best of both worlds. I want them to understand the street smarts of the world and the education. Learn the European shit and learn your people. Don't stop educating you. See, this is what I want Aborigine people to understand. Oh, don't go into them white people schools. Don't do it. No, you got to learn everything. Don't ever tell your people, your people not to go into their schools, not to go in. No, you want to learn everything. Knowledge. Even when they tell lies, learn the lies. Even when they tell the lies, learn the fucking lies so you can use it against them. Don't be a stupid ass. And that's what's wrong with us. We don't want to keep learning and keep learning. You got motherfuckers that's going around here. Oh, I don't want to learn nothing from. I don't send my children. Each is their own. Some of you guys don't want your children in college. Whatever you don't want, that's you. But always try to teach them to learn more and learn more. The more you learn, the more you can conquer. Don't be closed-minded, folks. You don't need to be in that European school. You don't need to be doing this. No, you learn shit so you can learn laws you want you to teach your young men and women something so you can fight against them in their own way. But if you limit yourself, you out here limiting yourself. You ain't got no drive. You out here fucking limiting your education. So as I watch my son, who got his bachelor's degree, he's going to get his master's degree. As I watched my son 2 days ago, and I was so proud of him because he's competing with everybody in the world. Africans come to America to compete. They want to know all the knowledge, and they send it back to their people. They come here to get everything that they want, and they go back to their country. Give a damn if you learn something from a European. Learn it. And stop limiting your people. Because if we're going to compete in this world, we got to learn some of their shit. We want to have the knowledge to open up our own banks. We want to have our own money. We want to learn the laws that are going against us. So we need more lawyers. Don't ever fucking tell your children don't go to school. We need doctors and lawyers. So we need a fucking doctor that's going to doctor on us, our own people that can do surgeries on us. Some of you motherfuckers are so stupid. You don't need no doctor. You stupid motherfucker. You need a doctor. You need your own people working on you. You think that you immortal. You need a fucking lawyer to fight these Europeans. So don't tell me education is not needed for the black man. Don't tell me that. Because let me tell you something. You can be ignorant and you're going to be passed. They're just going to pass you by. Because I wish I was as educated as my children. I didn't have nobody to push me in school. I was a product of a single mother. And my mother had 4 of us to deal with. And I want people to understand that. If I only had somebody to push me, where could I have been? Push your children to the highest level. Push your children to the highest education. Fuck what people say. Talking about you learn from the white man. You're damn right. Learn, overtake. You see all the other people doing it. You see all them. They got people who travel all over the world to come get America's education. Don't mean it's right. You know Bright Moore. That's just me. Passionate. I had a motherfucker tell me that you a preacher. Call me a fucking preacher. No, I'm a motivator. I'm a self-motivator. Not no damn preacher. Don't get me confused with a person that tries to inspire and electrify his people. And that's what people don't understand. You don't have to have, and then stop worrying about people, what they think about you. Say what's on your mind and believe in yourself. As I watched my wife cry as she seen her son. She seen her son. She was so proud. Go through 4 years like a champion. 4 years like a champion. That's right. That's right. And I'm proud, father, too. I'm proud of my 4 boys. Because that's my tribe. That's my tribe. That's my offspring. As I close, I want to like to thank you guys for coming on and listening to me rant. Because I be ranting, y'all. And and once again, I want people to understand that my message ain't for everybody. So sometimes I be having people listening to me, and I may annoy a lot of people who I found out about 2 weeks ago, as I was on one of my brother's channel, that I annoy certain people. They don't like me. I sound too much like a preacher. But my message, and I want people to understand this, that everything. See, when you look at one on Albert Vision TV, and you look at every Aboriginal power, you look at the matriarchs, you look at Dan Calloway, you listen, Vegan, Greedy Vegan, Big Dog Philly, all the channels, when you look at all the channels out here, everybody's different. Everybody got a different way of doing things. And I want people to understand that there's somebody for somebody in all this shit. And my message may not be for everybody. That's why I don't give a shit, man. I be enjoying these 14 people in my chat because I might be for just you. I might not be for everybody. So everybody has not grown. My channel is for the grown people. Some people are young and they haven't gotten to the level to listen to the Big Chief. And I want people to understand that. I want people to understand. I'm going bright more. I'm gonna start announcing on Instagram. Follow my Instagram, Peanut Nola 504. I'm gonna start announcing when I go on because Pony Locks told me many times they've been missing my notification. I've been saying because I've been with these controversial topics that I do. I really believe that YouTube has got me shadow banned. That's one of the reasons why I don't get a lot of people in my chats too, because they're not giving out notifications. They're not letting people know that I'm on, and I'm being shadow banned by YouTube. I already know that. Okay. So what I'm gonna do in the future is start going on Instagram. For those who follow me on Instagram, I will be letting people know that I'm going on, and I also will be making more announcements. I will go on my live chats and start letting people know because a lot of people don't get a chance to hear me. They're always saying they're missing me. So I'm just gonna have to do it like that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I had to learn from an Aborigine person that that person just didn't like me, and I'm not here to please everybody. I'm not for everybody. Okay, I've been knowing Annette B. For a very long time. Annette B was one of my very first that supported me from the beginning. And Annette B is one of the reasons why I ended up getting 1,000 subscribers because Annette B was sharing my videos. Annette B was encouraging me. She said that it's a shame a lot of people never heard you. Annette B was doing so hard to get me over the threshold. And shout out to Annette B. I never will forget you. Never gonna forget you, how you supported my channel and how you helped me get to where I'm at. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers to this day because of you. And I want people to understand it. So you're not for everybody. And don't worry about people who, the following and all that shit. I don't worry about all that. I worry about the people who are grown and who are, there's a certain thing that we have to understand. You're not for everybody. Alexis always show love. Alexis always sharing my videos, always out there. If you look at Alexis is everywhere. Alexis is out there showing love to everybody. When I tell you that sister is helping the community, they should have, when we give out awards, don't give out awards to all the content creators. Give out the ones who supporting, the ones who sharing the message. That's the ones who deserve the awards. The ones who out here getting our word out. That's the ones. And shout out to Truth Searcher. That's another channel that I just think that an up-and-coming young man who's fire. There's so many new channels that are on fire. Shout out to all you guys. And you guys are great. You guys, man, we have the best content creators out there. And I just believe that. I believe that. And I just believe that we're stronger together than apart. And I found out that one of the sisters got mad and told me that we're not a part of no tribe. We're not all of us are not family. All of us are not from the tribe. You know what? That's her belief, and that's why I told you all skin folks, not kin folks. So you can't worry about what other people. I told people when I got on social media, I'm not for everybody. Okay, I'm not your cup of tea. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna cry in the car. You heard me? I'm not gonna cry in the car. You heard me? I was telling the warden one time. I said, Warden, I'm not for you, Warden. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even, I'm not for you. I want people to understand that. I want people to understand that. You know? Now, I don't know what she meant, but she said I was a preacher and I just get on her nerves. All the yelling I do, all the screaming I do, all the passion I do, I just get on her nerves. I'm not a cup of tea. And it's sad. It's sad, Woody. It's sad, Woody. We got some haters, Woody. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got some haters on social media. They got some people that just don't like you. No reason, you ain't do their ass shit. They just don't like you. And you're not gonna please everybody. Keep it moving. Keep on moving. And this goes to all you content creators, because I noticed that person don't have a channel for themselves. It's very hard to get out here and speak to people that you don't know. Well, you know, if the ones hating on, don't even have a channel themselves. It's very hard to get out here and be able to speak your mind to other people that you don't know. I commend all the brothers and sisters who got a channel, who out here trying. You guys doing a great job, and keep up the good work. So I'm about to close. You guys have a great night. This was a great night session. It is what it is, you heard me? I'm going to try to make a week of this. I'm going to try to be coming on more. Like I said, you guys and listen, go tonight, kiss your wife, kiss your husband, kiss your girlfriend, kiss your boyfriend, kiss your children, kiss your grandmother, your grandfather, and tell them people that you love them. Tell them, because life is too short. Tell them people, tell your offspring that you love them. Tell them you love them before it's too late. I'm out of here.